Hey guys, it's MJ here again, and today I'm going to do a little bit of philosophizing. It's a super fun article that I wrote on my blog site a long time back, and I don't feel like very many people read blogs anymore, so I want to share it with you guys anyways. And all my information's listed below. My main gig is doing tarot card readings, so definitely get a hold of me, and all that's listed below. Let's get into this. Okay, it's listed as, I titled it, Philosophical Fun Thoughts. Okay, the first part is being well-rounded spiritually. So, unfortunately, you don't have a choice in 2020. Whether you are a firm believer of one spiritual belief system or not, you cannot help but be knowledgeable about the other information out there. While you open up your mind on your journey down the path towards personal freedom and enlightenment, you are going to be exposed to a multitude of variable data coming in from many different spiritual belief systems. When it comes to actual religion, I literally pulled the good stuff from many religions and noticed the similarities in conceptual formulation. In fact, I was raised Christian, but leaned toward Buddhist and Tao principles as a young adult. And in light of the fact that I've always been drawn towards nature, this led me to investigate Celtic polytheism and then the various paganism viewpoints, German, Egyptian, etc. I got a cute little hair sticking up. All right. As for belief systems that are shared through philosophy without pinning their meaning directly through a specific religion, Alan Watson's Sadhguru are truly amazing and have helped me to realize my own self and how I think and why. It is thanks to these two individuals that I have had the courage to delve deep enough within my own mind to work through some of the toughest shadows and the aspects from my past that I was clinging to. It was their comforting, relaxing, laid-back voices keeping me strong and motivated, because I wanted to be as okay with who I am as they were or are with who they are and were, because Alan Watts has passed away. Once you understand the foundational standpoints from the major establishments involved in becoming one love, through remembering who you are and activating your light body to allow it to shine for the good of all, you will feel, believe, and know that each of the different spiritual belief systems involved have been sharing the same message, just in their own unique ways throughout the course of time. And it was all leading up to here, right now. Finally, we, as human beings, are intelligent and multifaceted enough to grasp the Gestalt, the big picture meant for us to comprehend when our brains evolved enough to get the meanings being told to us over and over in our lifetimes. The positive factor resulting from us having such super brains in 2020 is our ability to be open-minded to the extent that we can categorize relatable content from diversified sources. And we can pull it all together in our minds to acknowledge the reasons for, one, why it was necessary to be told to us in the way that it was told, and two, what it was really intended to represent, and three, how we can utilize the information to make the most use out of it now, collectively, in our current life and in the future. All right, the second part of this it's titled Channeled Messages. So like chapter 2. Okay, number 1. Angels are plentiful in this day and age, and they are here to help us. And even though we cannot see them, we can call on them and show them what we need and why through our feelings. When they say to ask and you shall receive, they mean it. Only what you need has to be honest and purely felt, of the feeling. And this has to be in a way that you can share through intuition with the angels watching over you. These angels cannot speak to you with words, like the type of words that we use, but they can and do give you clues through the world around you. And once you begin to understand their messages, you can allow them to guide you towards the best choice in many scenarios. Keep in mind, sometimes when we ask for certain things, we do receive them, but it's in a form or like a way that it's hard for us to realize it is what we asked for, or we get what we asked for in a time frame that is longer than we are able to follow. And so we cannot remember the connection from when we asked for it. All right, angels can work through nature and animals, and this is how they show us signs. They can also direct our attention to notice specific number sequences and even repeating words and phrases and sensations. They just give us little pushes when we need them in order to help us get what we are asking for when we pray or feel or need, with appropriately pure intention. It would actually be pretty fun to be an angel here on Earth, trying to help out humans who don't understand how to read the signs. But I think most of all, angels are here to share the feelings we need with us through our intuition, as a way for us to learn how to help ourselves get what we are praying for and get back to living in love instead of fear. All right, number 2 in the angel section is this. When it comes to past life connections, it gets a bit complicated. Past is part of the word, yet this category includes the future also. I guess the best way to portray this information is to begin by explaining that existence equals energy in motion. Energy moves at different frequencies and is present in every space in existence always. Our own vibratory rate becomes familiar with other energy vibrations, and it remembers them, just like we remember people and places from seeing and knowing them. This is a newer sense that our species is evolving into fruition, and that we can now use and understand the sense of our energy form communicating with and remembering other energy fields. Throughout our existence, we all have been leaving energy imprints everywhere we have been in each of our different lifetimes. And this energy is being pushed around the universe on a constant basis, creating the flow that is being. Now, you and I, at this time, with our current minds, can only perceive this one dimension. And for most of us anyways, we can only know the people that we have met since we were born into this life. Therefore, we consider our family and friends to be only the individuals we have a connection with in this body. This is truly not the case. Existence is way more complex than that, than just what our mind is capable of comprehending in current times. We have ties to many different pasts and many different futures. As a matter of fact, a little bit of us, our specific identifiable output frequency, is spread in many places throughout the universe. Particles resonating with our frequency are parts of systems and dimensions that span all the way back to the beginning of time. Each particle in existence now was here then and will always be in existence until forever. Even if a change of frequency or rate of vibration and or location is necessary, there is no such thing as the end of time. As complicated as that may sound to some of us or you, or it's really quite simple. Imagine, let's say, the Garden of Eden. Each blade of grass, apple, air particle, water droplet, and the particles that made up Adam and Eve, etc., are still around today. They have just changed locations and been dispersed among the universe throughout time. This means that a particle or a particular frequency, which is your very own blueprint, could have existed as a flower in the Garden of Eden and in many other lifetimes between and up until now. And each time, the particles were mixing and sharing and dispersing and leaving behind as messages we connect with your unique mark, name tag, and or energy imprints in which you are capable of communicating with. Current quantum physics has just begun providing proof of this phenomenon, but many people alive already grasp the complexity and totality of what all this entails, and this is because of our connection through self with our future minds that are vibrating at a frequency we are capable of communicating with now. Thanks to our evolution above and beyond the 3D realm of senses that we used to think we were limited to in this lifetime. All right, now here comes the fun thoughts. I have a big creative brain, mind, and I like to think that my particular blueprint was in the Garden of Eden, as well as in Jesus or Mary Magdalene, plus many lifetimes in between, such as Egypt, Germany, France/Spain, Western United States around 1930, and there's an Asian or Middle Eastern connection in there somehow too, and probably many more. The reason that I think I was either living in another lifetime or that I am linked with someone else who was living in another lifetime in these places and time periods is because I contain and display knowledge, understanding, and even characteristics impossible for someone to know without having been there in some way, shape, or form themselves. Too many times in my life, I have said, I wonder what it was, if it was like this, while I was picturing it exactly in my head as if I'd been there and was remembering it personally. And then I felt a strong, I knew it, when I learned the same specific details about the different areas and time periods later on. For example, with the German, I am entirely drawn to the language, like I've heard it before, and our dog prefers German songs and responds better to German commands, which is weird. I have never been around or heard anyone speaking German in this lifetime that I know of or can remember personally. For me, the connection with these places and time periods are eerily all too familiar. In a good way, of course. Another fun little scenario I like to consider. I think there's a little bit of Jesus and Mary Magdalene's masculine and feminine counterparts that could, like, these two could only evolve or change through each other eternally. Anyways, I think there's a little bit of their frequency along with other beings throughout time that are capable of communicating messages at frequencies each of us can interpret, such as certain musicians and authors. I think that these frequencies are part of within each and every one of us, so we can interpret their messages. All right, and to sum this up, I also believe that in the cosmos, there are specific areas where each of the different frequencies originated, reside, and came from, and in which we, individually, are akin to or with, universally. All right, so that was my philosophical fun thoughts for the day. I hope you enjoyed. I have many more videos to come. Like I said before, I usually just do tarot card readings or like my art stuff, or we do dancing and fun stuff too. But I'm going to start incorporating some of the things that I've been writing too. I wrote a book. I'm going to read that chapter by chapter for you guys as well. Super excited to share all of this with you. We travel. I get many messages from all across the country. I've got like 1 million angels with me all the time because I've picked them up all of these different frequencies as we've been traveling all these years. And I am fully awake now in 2020, and it is my life purpose to share these things with you. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you'll like and subscribe and hit the alarm button so that you won't miss my future information as well. It's just I have so many people asking for me to explain these things to them, and I thought this would be a wonderful way to share it with not just them but others as well, with everyone, because this information is for all of you that are part of the collective, the flow, the one love. Okay, always remember to stay grateful, stay thankful, and we will be blessed collectively as one, with love, in love. Thanks for watching. All my info's below. Namaste. I love you.